Welcome back, welcome back. So I was just thinking to myself, there's two worlds. There's the natural world, and then there's the man world. You know? Because man can't claim they made the world. And if there is the guy out there, I'd like to meet you so I can say thank you for creating all this magical shit. You know? They take your water and they think it's not precious. They see your wood and they think, yeah, it's just wood, it's just a tree. Not realizing that, scientists have supposedly studied there's like mad different planets and all these galaxies, and they can't find wood on them. So that would mean this is the greatest fucking planet there is for us. Perfect in every way. Sort of like it's created just for us. Now, in that world, a lot of my brothers and sisters like to brag and say how glorious it was and we was kings and everything was good. No, the fuck it wasn't. My father's world was kicking ass and taking names. My father's world had the same exact kind of rules. And it seemed like he dealt with things the same way. Now, what I mean by that is when nature does nature, people get mad at nature. But there's nothing you can do about it. So eventually you just, you either say it's just the way it is, or like the ancient people, you go, we did something wrong, and whatever created this fucking place is mad at us because it's stopping the things we need to survive. Either or, you have no control. You have to do things. You either have to please the imaginary god thing, or it's life and you gotta move now. You gotta go do whatever you did somewhere else. Who cares? Nature said you don't belong here no more. I'm gonna wipe out your village. I'm gonna wipe out your fucking whatever. So either way, ass kicking, man doesn't escape ass kickings. Man does not escape hard times, is the point. Now, the more and more I realize man has fucking control over the world he created, building a world within a world, that would technically make man God, because my father said, you're out of here. Get the fuck out of my house. You go in that world now and you go build your own shit. You're God. You wanted to be like me now. Here's your fucking chance, buddy. You and all your little buddies get to go pretend to be me now. I'll see you in a couple of years. And tell me how that works out for you. Now, where we lose control, you know, I don't know where that actually is. Or when, I should say. But definitely starts with a thought. Definitely starts with, well, he left us down here. What the fuck is he gonna do? It's like going to jail and then looking at the warden and say, what are you gonna give me? You just gave me a life sentence. What the fuck are you gonna give me more than life? You get it? And if you kill me, I don't have to serve my time. So what you want to do here, boss? What we really doing here now? Because you can no longer hurt me anymore. Fuck you. Fuck your rules. I'm doing whatever I want in here. You get it? And that's the way I think man kind of took it and said, your world is very hard And you never said I'm not supposed to conquer it, because that's literally the first page, as you saying, go subdue the world. I created all this awesome carnage and fucking glory of things you can combine and make, but first you got to make it through all those animals and all that wilderness. Now go have fun. You know, it's like being a little kid. What do little kids love doing? They love breaking things. You know, they love figuring things out. You know, and being a man baby, because maturity is through time and wisdom is through actually experiencing things. So man is, we're growing up. We think we're adults because other men said, no, you're a full grown adult because you lived 20 years, but you can't even take a piss right. But you're a grown ass. You're wise. You're wise. You're grown. No, not in my father's eyes. Now that I wasted 6 minutes of your time, let's get to the meat of the conversation. I stray so far because, if I talk directly, these videos never make it out. Because this is just a what? This is not even a real. This is not facts. This is entertainment and thinking purposes only. Now, I thought about how my father has that thing called like natural selection. Like the lion. Is a lion a bad thing? You know, when the antelope or deer or whatever the fuck it eats, when that thing's running for its life, do you think that thing's running and saying, God, you're fucking an asshole. You made this fucking 500-pound killing machine, and now I gotta get chased by it every 4 days? You know? And it doesn't care if it's grandma, doesn't care if it's me, my wife, or my baby. Whoever gets caught, it's a wrap for them, You know? So I guess the lion's a bad guy. Unless, it's kind of just doing what it's designed to do. Then you start learning about how many times it eats, how it doesn't do what man does and say, well, I can eat all day, so I will eat all day. You know? Oh, yeah, the lion understands if I eat as many as I can and they die out, there's no more food for me, and then I die and my family and all the other lions, because now we got to live off of, whatever's here. And, see, like, nature's kind of smart, or maybe they're, I don't know. People like to say animals are stupid, but it seems like they sure do know how to last a really long time with each other, although performing very violent acts on each other. Isn't that strange? Man, on the other hand, in man's world, oh God, let me talk to your wife the wrong way. You know, we got a let me mistakenly hit your kid. We got a blood feud for fucking 10,000 years or some shit. People fucking killing each other, fucking generations. You know, and I think that's kind of pathetic, if you ask me. But then again, in the animal world, there's a lot of animals that don't forget, and they like to get down. Now, I was thinking about, the more man creates his own world, right? We like to, it's natural reality to fight against the Most High and his world, because it's brutal and trying to kill you. Like, aging. Everybody wants to fight aging because you're going to die. Everybody wants to, be healthy and take miracle pills that make you automatically healthy, because you're going to age and you're gonna die. You know. Um, People make the world safer. You know, we went from roads to fucking now we have. I mean, we went from trails and shit to now dust roads, and now we have concrete, and we went from caves and bushes and woods and fucking campouts to fucking now we're in buildings and living in the sky. Niggas is living under the waters, you know? But the point is, man always makes each environment safer and safer to live in, controlling the elements and literally mastering them. Like we literally can turn lights on. That's like a couple of thousand years ago. People were like, be like, what? The future's gonna be like what? There's lights on everywhere. You could walk outside at nighttime. Nah, I don't believe you. That's magic. Use are witches and warlocks. Use are doing magic. You know. You gotta think about it like that. Like the power that the fact that you can hear me on this fucking phone. You know. Now anyway, I've realized the more man makes everything safe and tries to block the father's, natural selection thing, like you got to go on the floor eventually. That makes a problem, you know, because you can remove the Lord. You know, if the Lord's not real and it's just we're here and all of these natural things. Well, nature and like I was saying, like, you know, the other world, they got predators and things because in nature you can't overpopulate because one thing will dominate one thing and then that one thing fucks up everything and then it just destroys the environment one thing at a time, and once one thing goes the next thing goes, the next thing goes, the next thing goes, and you know that area is destroyed now. There's no going back. You know, it has to change. It has to regenerate. It has to whatever the fuck the earth does to make these places fertile again. Um, Now with man, on the other hand, we have learned to stack up on each other, I guess, in certain ways and fight against certain things. But I realize the more and more, like I say, we perfect these things, it makes us be able to populate more. Now, there's only so much you can farm. There's only so many animals. Like I was saying about the lion thing, knowing not to eat as much, eat, you know, by the limit. Human beings don't have that in them. As you can see, everyone just, we waste so much food. It's really, really not fair. um, what does man do? See, that made me realize, like, if, like, man would have to make its own natural selection because natural selection is real. You can call it all these other things. You can, whatever the fuck you want to call it, you know? Balance, nature. I think that's what they call it, natural selection, They try to, leave my father out of it. But the point is that action has to happen or it fucks everything up. So I thought to myself, well, why is man special? Why would man be the only thing in the world that can not have natural selection and not fuck itself up because it's impossible because everything is tied to resources and resources is tied to the land, and the more you overpopulate and the more you eat shit up, there's no more, and once there's no more, you will dwindle down and you will learn the lesson of you will not overpopulate. You're not God. You can't make a bunch of fucking perfect beings. The more healthier you get and the better you get and the more you populate, well, you only got one Earth, so where you going? You know what I'm saying? And when you do get to these numbers, when you do reach this level, what do you do to get back? Because that's the only way it goes back is to have less people. There's no other way. You know what I mean? Unless, you get so smart you can make up food and you can make up clean water and you can fix what you fucked up. Then that's a way to go. But I don't know. I don't know if man figured out how to just make water again. We got the recipe, but I don't know if we know how to make it yet. We know how to clean shit up though. You know, man is really good at figuring out how to reuse things and clean shit up when they really, really need to. Um, but that really let me really think. What's man's natural selection? You know, did man make up natural selection for the man world? Cause we say we're so fucking smart and everything, so there's no way you're not gonna figure this out. Cause I'm just some regular guy, you know, and I kind of figured it out. And people have been talking about overpopulating and fucking pollution and all these things for years. And I'm like, you know, I think people, I don't know, need to. I don't, I don't even know how to say it really. I don't even know the words have lost. My have just vanished from my mind. I don't know what people should do or would do or could do. You know, cause a lot of things are starting to make sense why shit sucks so bad. I'm like, this shit is, I don't know, inevitable, I guess. I guess being in this time and not so far back, cause when I was a kid, which is really fucking shocking to even say that, cause that makes you know you're old now. When I was back in my day, when I was a kid, I remember people just starting to talk about these things, or you know, seeing the congestion of the cities and certain things. But then I think and see so many other videos where these type of things have populations growing and shrinking and people having to move. This shit is just normal. It's regular. You know, people don't realize how small your very life is. We think so big of ourselves, not realizing you're just 40 years. You're just 50 years. You're just 70 years in a big pool of fucking time. A very, very large pool of time. You're just a droplet. And then with all the people that have lived or are living, when you match both of those together, you're like, wow. You know? You're like a little droplet. You know? Get it? Like, sorry to make you feel less. No, that sounds bad, but it shouldn't make you feel less. Should make you feel great, you know? You got to be a part of this. You got to see things. You got to live as long as you did. Some people's time is they swim out of the canal of their father, they go in their mother, and then 6 hours later they're picking you up in a trash bin. You know? A little plan B action, a little bit of scrapey, a little slurpy, spit to the side. You know, a lot of people don't get to even fucking breathe. Fuck forming legs and arms. They don't even make it through 24 hours. They get to go through one body to the next, and then when they make it to the other side, that's the end of them. They would have had a better chance staying in the nut sacks. You know, they would have had a couple more hours. So, appreciate your life and don't think you're not that important. It's a race just to get here. You know how many sperm you beat just to be here? You were born a winner. Now act like it. All love, all praise to the Most High.